Today I'm going to show you how to replace the battery on a 2016 Honda Odyssey. The first thing we're going to do is remove these two little push-in fasteners with a flathead screwdriver. They just lift up real easy, and once they're up, you just pull them out. Just like that. Now that we got those fasteners out, we can pull out the air intake. Once that's out of the way, you can see the battery clearly. We got a good amount of corrosion on there, so we're gonna take it apart and clean it up. I'm gonna start first with the negative terminal, the 10mm socket wrench, and just loosen it enough, not all the way, just loosen it enough that you can get the terminal off. And now that we have the negative terminal off, we'll do the positive. Same thing as the negative, just loosen it up enough that you can get it off, but not so much that that nut falls off and you have to worry about tracking it. There we go. And that just kind of gets out of the way. And now we just have to remove these two bolts here, which are also 10mm. As you can see, these are held in by these little poles here that go into a slot in the housing. So should be able to just finger tighten this off. And then that just slides right up here. And now I should be able to do the same thing with the other side. Just take a peek there and see how it's in. There we go. And now we got our housing out. Now the battery is free to be able to come out of its case. And the battery has this plastic cover that kind of holds it in. You can just take that right out, put it to the side, and then the battery comes right up, and then there's a little pan underneath it. We'll just clean it all out and then get the new battery. So now that we got the battery out, that's what it looks like inside. Just a little bit of junk in there. We're gonna dump that out and get ourselves a brand new battery. So for the new battery, I bought a Duralast Gold size 24F, 750 cold cranking amps. That's a nice little upgrade from the battery that was on here before. I've also bought a battery installation kit. This comes with these washers that you coat with grease, and that'll help prevent corrosion when we put the terminals back on. So this installation kit comes with a little packet of grease, and you spread that grease over the washers, and that's going to help them stay insulated from the terminals. Do not spread them over the posts or the terminals. Put little dabs there, and then just spread them out with your fingers, and then you slide these when you're done on top of these posts. Now that we have the washers greased, it's time to put the battery back in. Don't forget to put on this cover with this little arrow pointing forward. That way you've got the battery protected from all the engine grease and grime. Now that we've got that in there, we're going to put on the terminals. They're going to slide down as far as you can kind of push them. And now we're going to screw them back in. You want to screw them snug, but not over tight. You want to make sure that the battery is going to move with the posts. And now you can put on, now that I've done the negative, you can do the positive. And now we just have to put on this bracket and our job is done. To put on this bracket, I weaved it underneath this convenient carry handle, and then I've got these poles which go back through these little eye holes at the bottom. You got to kind of wrestle it in there and spin it until you can get it into the little metal hole. You might have to unscrew this a little bit, just get it down deep enough. And there it is. Now it's securely in there. You just tighten down the bolts. So you don't want to over tighten these, you just want to tighten it enough so that the battery is not going to move around when the car is moving. And now we just replace the air intake, put in the 2 push pins, and we're all done. To put back in the air intake, you just kind of pop it back in the slot. Put it there, put in the two push fasteners, and that's it. After you replace the battery, sometimes this is going to happen in your Honda Odyssey, that you're required to enter a code because of an anti-theft system for your radio. Now, what you can do is, maybe in your satchel of information you got when you bought it, you've got an anti-theft code that you can enter here. If not, like me, what you can do is you can press and hold the volume button for 2 seconds, and that should reset it. Yep, and looks like it's doing that. And now we're back in business. Don't need a code anymore, and it remembers all my presets.